Hello everyone and welcome to a little bit of story time with Sarah. I'm delighted to finally tell you that Le Temps Viendra, a novel of Anne Boleyn, Volume 1 is now available as an audiobook on Audible. And to celebrate, I thought I'd read you a little snippet from one of the chapters. So the chapter in question is from February 1528. So Anne has returned to court from a period of, I wouldn't say exile exactly, but a period away from court over winter. And she has been reunited with Henry, and by now everybody is aware of the king's great matter. And this little snippet is when Anne Boleyn is leaving chapel and she bumps into Catherine of Aragon. So it's a bit tense, as you might imagine. So settle back, grab yourself a cup of coffee, and I'll read to you just for a couple of minutes. I was just leaving chapel after prime when the Queen emerged through a nearby doorway leading directly from the Queen's watching chamber. Catherine was on her way to private prayer. Much to my dismay, we were upon each other before I had any opportunity to slip away in the opposite direction. I could not avoid facing her. Catherine, of course, was followed by a number of ladies of her privy chamber, all of whom I knew well. Marjorie, thank God, was by my side, her usual pillar of strength. As the Queen approached, she halted just a few short steps away from where I was standing. The adrenaline that was coursing through my body made my heart pound against my chest wall. I was cross that Catherine could still provoke such a reaction in me, and I prayed to God that she could not see my discomfort. There we stood, facing each other for the first time since it had become widespread knowledge at court that the king was seeking to put aside his wife. For moments that seemed to stretch into minutes, a profound silence filled the corridor. It was as if nobody dared to breathe. Catherine, by her right and rank, spoke first and made no attempt to hide her contempt for me. So, Mistress Boleyn, I see that you seek to have it all now. She moved even closer towards me until we were only inches apart. You are no longer content to be just a common whore. Now you think to raise yourself far beyond your status and take the king away from his true and loyal wife. At that moment, something primitive stirred within me. I was gripped by the gathering storm of my indignation. Suddenly, all fear melted away. With our gaze firmly locked, a long, silent battle of wills ensued. I felt anger mount at having my honour so publicly slighted. I no longer cared whether this woman was the Queen of England or a simple kitchen maid. And when I finally spoke, I matched Catherine's hushed and even tone, yet danger had crept into my voice. Madam, as for the first, I'm a maid, as pure as the day I was born. I have and shall keep my maidenhead to give into the hands of my husband, whoever he may be. As for the latter, I have not taken anything away from you. The king, in his wisdom, realises that his bed is now cold. I looked at Catherine disparagingly, as if to emphasise how much she had clearly let herself go. And he seeks to find a more fertile one elsewhere. By then, I was standing tall, my chin lifted and my head held high. As I glared at Catherine, I noticed a flush of scarlet well up from her breast, and her face suffuse with an anger that she struggled to contain. I know by right I should have stepped aside to let her pass, but I was by that time beyond myself in my own fury. With the most minimal gesture of deferential respect required by court etiquette, I inclined my head, made the smallest of curtsies before gathering up my skirts as I said, "Good day, Your Grace." I could not hold back the sarcasm in my voice, and I did not wait to see the Queen's full indignation. In a flurry of ire, I turned my back on her and her ladies and headed back towards my own chambers with Marjorie following behind me. I would never again be intimidated by Catherine, as I knew well that the balance of power had tipped in Anne's favour. What I did not know was that in this strange and unfathomable drama, I would never see Catherine again. So I hope you enjoyed that snippet of the story, and if you want to purchase a copy of this audiobook for yourself, then all you need to do is pop along to the Audible website and search for Le Temps Viendra, a novel of Anne Boleyn, and you can even listen to another snippet from the book, the prologue, which is a free sample for you to listen to on the site. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed the audiobook, and I'll see you again in the Tudor sphere. So thanks for joining me for Storytime with Sarah. Until next time, happy time travelling.